Okay. So basically, yeah, the first off the cuff, we've sort of titled it a drill breakdown. I've sort of ventured slightly away. It's probably more of a shot breakdown. I think I've neglected to actually mention that I'm a batter. Similar to Seb, I bowled a little bit when I was in juniors, but yeah, just did a 6-month stint in the UK, and the back couldn't handle the rock back action. So that was the end of my bowling day. So I love batting. I could talk about batting all day. Bat swings, shots, players, anything. So if I'm doing majority of these, it'll be in regards to batting. The first one is going to be about flicking off your legs or flicking off your pads. So I chose this because I think it's the shot that I see getting done incorrectly the most. It's a really hard shot. I understand that. But I just see it getting either coached incorrectly, or sometimes even myself, I don't think I knew how to sort of correctly play this shot until I was 20, early 20s. And just a couple of tips that I learned that really helped the shot, and I was able to play it really easily after that. So I'm just going to show you a video that James Baisley and myself did for our 6-week online batting pre-season training program. It is a drill, but what we did...
expand your window. Hey, is that...
sorry, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a 6-week program where we had all different drills and sessions, as you can see here. And I'll just take you to flicking off our legs. Oh, there we go. Mid-wicket flick drill.
G'day guys, in this video we're going to be working on flicking off our pads. Pretty difficult shot, to be totally honest, but I think we see a lot of juniors and seniors, for that fact, really struggling with this shot and trying to execute it with a pretty poor technique. So a couple of key points here. It's pretty key, our head position here. All right, so for starters, we need our head.
All right, quickly, chat box, I want you to say, where do you think our head needs to be here? Mine have stopped popping up. Can you boys see? Straight, forward, on top of the ball. Oh, bang. How good's that? Over the ball. Yes, spot on. All right. I'll go into it a bit more here, but generally we might know that, but sometimes it's really hard to actually get it there. So I'll carry on.
It always going at the bowler. All right, because what can happen if we start falling over, which a lot of us do, we try and flick balls through there that are on middle or even middle off, get into a lot of trouble missing it, getting LB and bowled. So head's always going at the bowler. Another common issue we see is coaches telling players that they need to always step leg side of the ball.
All right, chat box, who's been told that by a coach? When we're playing front foot shots, we need to be on the leg side of the ball. Okay, a lot of me's. Yep, I have. A few no's. Good. Generally, front foot shots, yes, we want to be leg side of the ball. But as you're about to see, there is an issue with that if we are looking to do that for flicking through mid-wicket.
So even if the ball's on leg stump, we see juniors and players stepping to leg side. Yes, they're able to hit it straight, okay, but that's easy to block up. They're unable to access and hit the ball square of the wicket because their pad's in the way, all right? Really, really uncomfortable position to be in as well. So how do we combat that or fix that? If the ball is on leg stump, no chance of getting LBW. Head goes at the ball, but we take a smaller stride. And as you can see here, we can then access the ball and hit square of the wicket because we can reach the ball pretty much. Again.
So there we go. Fairly, hopefully self-explanatory. By taking that smaller step in line with the ball, it allows your head to get right over the top of the ball, which you guys said was really important. And then that allows you to be able to hit in all areas on the leg side rather than just straight. Hey, boys, it just says it's lagging a bit. Can I fix anything in regards to that?
I don't know. It is. like the video. I'm not sure. It might be your internet. It's okay though. Like you can still
Okay.
hear and see
All
it.
right.
All right.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
just
I think if we concentrate more on what Pete's saying than lag, I think we're going to be good.
no worries. We'll go into the drill as such now.
because we can reach the ball pretty much. Again, James, as he showed there, following through that shot is okay as long as we're going straight down the wicket. What we don't want to see, and this is a sure sign if your head's going to cover, if we're falling over that way, okay? And that is a common issue. So again, key points, really small stride if it's on leg stump, all right? So get our head over our front knee, and we can access it square of the wicket. So in this video, we'll show you a drill to work on that shot.
Now, just quickly, who can remember when we spoke about working on something with our technique, what do we do to be able to work on that? Do we face bowlers? What do we do? Quick in the chat box. Practice, yep. How? Train with purpose. Okay, isolate the drill or isolate the skill. Love that. Break it down. Underarm, yes, that is a way. So scale it back. Make the control the environment. Make it easier. Well done.
So flipping up the pads. As you can see, we've set up a gate through mid-wicket. James is going to start in that short and stride position. Again, key point here, head right over his front knee. I'm just going to throw half volleys. James is just going to lean on it, tapping the ball on top of the bounce, working it into that gap.
How's James' head position there? So that shortened stride allows him to get right over on top of the ball. Okay, you can see his front foot's in line with the ball, again, which allows him to access the whole leg side.
Again, really good work. You can see his head position's in a perfect position.
It's actually probably good at lags because you can see the skill position.
What's that, Joel?
I said it's actually probably good at lags because you can see actually where James is when he's making contact with the ball.
Yep.
Aggression, same throw. James is going to step into it with that shot.
So again here, if you just missed that, we're going to then progress, okay? That's like our, we've isolated the skill, we've made it really easy. He was in his position that we wanted him to be in and was just focusing on his head position and making good contact. He showed that he was pretty good at that, so now he can step into it, making it slightly harder.
Short and stride again, head over his front knee. Really good. One more.
Shot. Great shot. Very easy drill, I know. Very simple. Ways you can do that at the moment at home without going to the nets or anything like that. Be great if you've got a backyard tennis ball and you can practice that drill. If not, simple way is to roll the tennis ball, okay, towards yourself. You might even roll it off a wall if possible. And what you can do is just take that shortened stride, all right? Have your foot on your heel but raised up and let the tennis ball stop in or on your sole of your foot with your head position right over the ball. Okay, again, you can regress to underarm throws, bouncing throws, and just getting into that position with your head right over it. If you can't do that, if you don't have a training partner, again, putting a ball just on the ground and actually practicing looking in a mirror, shorten stride towards the ball, head over in that position. Okay, teaching your body to get into these positions is going to help. Not only help this shot, but not only that, you can do that with batting or bowling in any shot or any position you want to get to for your bowling. So I just wanted to show you Steve Smith, everyone's favourite cricketer. And I've just got a little YouTube video here of him batting. Now, here he is. What I've done is I've actually slowed down the play speed, so it's on slow-mo. Couple of things I want you to look at with Steve Smith. Now, everyone thinks he's very unorthodox, but he does a lot of things that I guess the normal coaching or normal technique actually coaches. I want you to have a look at something from side on, his head position and his front position, his front foot position. Okay, that's not the harm there. That was very good. Starting to see it. He's kind of falling, okay. As the light comes on. his front foot there. See how it looks to come forward and then slides back. Why do you think he slides it back? What does that allow him to do? Quickly in the chat box. Swing, yeah, pretty close. Open up the shot, yeah, hit it finer. Love that. It gives him access to the leg side. If he has a large step at the ball there, he can only hit it straight. Now, the issue with that is you can clog that up as a skipper and a bowler. All right. This shot is for balls that aren't hitting the stumps or maybe just hitting leg, and you want to hit it square. You want to be able to hit it anywhere on the leg side. That there, his head is right over the ball, and he can hit it anywhere on the leg side. Now, that ball was probably really far outside leg stump, so he knew that he could flick it down to fine leg. If we look at this next one, I think it's this one, where he flicks it through mid-wicket. You see there. Go back. Love that. You can see his head is right over his front knee. He's getting that transfer of weight through the shot. Okay? And that's the big key. And he has bludgeoned that for 4. So,
as you mentioned, Pidge, I mean, it seems like such a simple skill, just, hitting runs off your pads, but it's something that the best players in the world are dominating at the moment, like whether it's Smith, Labuschagne or Coley. It's clearly something that they practice. It's so essential.
Absolutely. And it's a hard one because a lot of coaches, and it is really important, they say, play straight, play straight, play straight. And yes, that's great, especially when you're learning. You need to keep good balls out. But you also need to score and just actually exploring shots like this and seeing if it's a strength of yours and seeing if you're able to do it, I think is really important. You look at all the best players right now, like you say, even Marnus, that's a strength of his. So he, at times, if it's a flat pitch, he's flicking through mid-wicket from on or stump. Now, obviously, he's a very good player, and you need to develop and practice and get better to be able to do that. But I guarantee you, he takes a shortened stride and his head is going directly at the ball and it allows him to contact it really late and hit on top of it. So, again, that might be a new sort of skill or new, advice for a lot of players. So now's the perfect time to go out there and try it. You actually don't need a bat. Like I said before, it could be literally a tennis ball rolling at you. It could be just stepping towards a tennis ball in front of the mirror. It's something that's really easy to do. And I'll tell you what, as speaking from experience, it's fantastic to actually middle one off your pads when you haven't been able to do it in your whole career. And it took me till I was probably 21. Up until then, literally anything on my pads, I had the mindset of, okay, I just need to get something on it, so I at least get one, rather than knowing how to go about whacking it for 4. So that's my drill breakdown, boys. Perfect.
Awesome job, Pidge. Love it, mate. Well done.
Any Q&As of that?
Let's go. Yeah, we're not going to dive too much into questions, guys, because we have gone an hour here. But if you've got any questions specifically for Pete about playing off your leg, we'll stick to that, and then we'll wrap the afternoon session up, and we'll reconvene at 7 o'clock with Shorty. So if you have a specific question for Pete about playing off your legs, pop it in the Q&A box. We might do 5 max. So the first 5 that come through, first 5 relevant.
Got one here from Ryan Royce.
Yeah.
For Pidge, how low should you get to play the flick shot? So maybe he's referring to your head position there.
Yeah, definitely. I speak to the batters I coach a lot. It's not about necessarily getting your head low. Like, you don't need your head dropping at the ball. It's more so about getting your head and your torso or follow out towards the bowler, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's not about, you actually don't want to drop your head too much because your eyes are moving, and that's going to make it harder to actually track the ball and contact the ball. But it's more so about getting that weight transfer out past your front knee and then through the ball. Great question, though, because it happens a lot. That people
Samuel's asked, Pete, can you flick a good length off your pads?
Absolutely, you can flick anything you want as long as you can do it. That's what it's all about, exploring to see what you're capable of doing. It's probably a little bit different though if it's a good length. might be a ball that maybe you're looking to come back and work off your hip if it's sort of a quick bowler. And then again, it's once you get competent at this shot, as I said before, see if you can flick it over the infield. See if you can flick it for 6 off the length. You just never know how good you can get at a shot and what you're capable of if you don't give it a go.
We had a really good one. Then pitch. It's sort of directly related to what you were saying before. One lad was saying, I'm really good at playing the on drive, but I struggle to play through square leg.
Yep.
So what was the point that you mentioned on that before?
I think the big one there, I'd be guessing that he's taken a really big stride at the ball, or he's staying leg side of the ball. And like we said before, if the ball's not hitting your stumps, if it's missing leg stump, then there's absolutely no reason to step to the leg side of the ball, because you're essentially shutting off, a quarter of the field almost. You can't hit behind square because your leg's in the way, and you can't contact it late.
And I think, and from there as well, players struggle with balance, with LBW, with missing.
I was going to say, Samapreet asked Samapreet Singh how do we stop ourselves from falling over while flicking and chipping the ball up? So I think that's sort of
that's a very good question. Again, a bit of a what do you call it? Like a coaching. What's the word I'm looking for? Not often get told the wrong thing, but gets drilled into us that falling over is bad all the time. If you fall over, it's a horrible shot. You have poor balance. Whereas this shot here, you can see, if we just quickly share screen, we've got Smithy up here again. I guarantee you, he's falling over. But he's falling over after his shot. And where do you think he's falling over there in the chat box? Towards where?
Over his front leg.
Correct. Forward, straight down the wicket. Straight down the wicket. So that, stop that. The big issue with falling over is if you're falling over towards offside, because that means your head's going in a direction and your weight's going in a direction where you're not trying to hit the ball. Okay? If you can see in that video, his trailing leg, his back leg, went straight down the wicket. That means his head is going towards the ball. Okay? And with that shortened stride, if you are actually doing this effectively and getting your head right over your front knee, you should be falling over. It's impossible to not fall over. And if you're not, sometimes that means your head's and weight's too far back. All right? That's a really good question. Very good question.
What about hitting in the air, Pete? Krishna Mohan's asked how to stop hitting it in the air, which is probably going to help me as well.
Yeah, I would say probably just not. If you hit in the air, you're incapable of getting on top of it. And I think that would mean your body position, your head position is either lagging back, which can be a result of that big front stride, the big front foot stride. I just think if you shorten up slightly and get your head at it, you've got so much time to hit it on top of the ball.
Play it a bit later too.
Yeah, later, and just use the pace.
Because if you do have that big stride, you've got to play it a lot earlier out in front of your pads. So generally that, and I think falling over the offside is generally a cause of that.
Hold on, because if you take a big stride in line with the ball, you have to almost hit it out in front of your body, don't you? Because if you wait, you're not going to be able to hit it. It's going to hit your pad. Yeah. So it's just about getting into a position that gives you access to all the field, especially on the leg side. And that's what we want as batters. We want to be able to score everywhere. And while you're young,
go and practice this drill, guys, in the backyard, in the hallway with a tennis ball if mum and dad let go.
Don't break anything, please.
Rightio, we might leave it there, guys. Really good session. Thanks to everyone who jumped on. Thanks for the great questions and engagement. We are back on in an hour and 20 minutes for those that are registered for the session with Shorty. So Shorty is he's a current Victorian Bushrangers player. Also plays BBL for the Adelaide Strikers. So he's a batting all-rounder that bowls off spin. He's going to come on and give a little bit of advice from his experience. And then we'll also open up for some questions at the end of that as well.